What's up, everybody? I'm Mitch. This is Fit for Moto in the Garage. Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time being here, just plain welcome. In today's episode, I'm going over 5 tools under 50 bucks. They're gonna help you big time when it comes to getting your bike maintenance done, because let's face it, who doesn't want tools that are cheaper, that make your life a whole lot easier when it comes to working on these things? Let's roll the intro and let's get to it. So no, I'm not sponsored by Motion Pro. No, they didn't pay me to make this video. It just so happens I've picked up a number of Motion Pro tools over the years, and they're really helpful and easy to use. So let's start with number 1, which is going to be the Slack Setter Pro, which is just a tool to measure the slack in your chain and get it within those limits that you want so you don't prematurely wear your chain and sprockets. It's really straightforward to use. Simply put your chain inside the teeth in there, check the tension to see where it's currently at based on the numbers on the side, adjust it like you normally would. But instead of guessing or maybe using your finger method like I've done for years, this will actually allow you to see exactly where it's at, so you can put it to where the manufacturer recommends based on your owner's manual. Really simple, really easy to use, and cheap. I think it's about $17 American, so it's way below that 50 bucks. But I recommend picking one up to make sure that you're not gonna wear out your chain and sprockets prematurely. All right, moving right along. The Motion Pro Fork True tool is tool number 2. Under 50 bucks, it's about 30 bucks American, really cheap, and again, really easy to use. And I think this is something that's probably overlooked by a lot of people when they're doing their bike maintenance, but it's actually really important. You want your forks to be perfectly aligned with each other so that they don't bind and they don't cause premature wear of any internals, anything like that, and cause you even more headaches. Or, you know, you might be riding your bike and your suspension might not be functioning like it should because they're not in alignment. This is a cheap tool and an easy way to check that they are. It's really straightforward to use. Simply set the clamps with the adjustable things on the back here just below your lower triple clamps, as high up as you can get. Slide it down as low as you can get towards your brake disc, something like that, and check to make sure that it's in the same position on your lower forks as well. So forgive my crappy drawing here, but let's say that you have a fork that's pushed out to the side a little bit, or opposite, it could actually be inside a little bit. What that's gonna mean is that your forks are gonna start to bind a little bit. They're not gonna function properly on the track, but even worse is that they're gonna start to damage the internals inside the fork prematurely. So an easy way to check that is to make sure that the distance between the upper forks and the distance on the lower forks is the same. And again, this tool makes it really easy to do that. So just set it to the lower triple clamp as high up as you can get it, and then go down low near your brake disc and check it again. If the forks aren't perfectly aligned, if one's in a little bit, if one's out a little bit, this is a straightforward tool to make sure that things aren't gonna bind up prematurely and cost you more money. Great tool number 2. Now, moving along, tools number 3 and 4 actually go pretty hand in hand. Let's start off with tool number 3. Really cheap, really easy to use, Motion Pro rim shields. Now, if you're changing your own tires, if you're changing a tube, if you pop one, something like that, and you got a nice set of rims that you don't want to damage, these are a great way to protect from that. They're really easy to use. They just have a little clamp on them. You simply slide it underneath your bead on your tire, suck it into your rim, and then you can use your tire irons against that to protect your rim. It comes in a pack of 2. I think these are 15 bucks American, so again, way below that $50 range. But if you care about your rims at all and you don't want to get all dented and scratched up when you're changing your tires, your tubes, a really easy way to go about that. And tool number 4, coming off the back of tool number 3, is going to be the Motion Pro Bead Buddy. Now, I've only used the Motion Pro one. I think there's probably a couple other options out there. But again, this is really cheap. I don't recall exactly, you'll have to forgive me. I think it was about 20 or 30 bucks American. Regardless, it's still gonna be way below that $50 range that we talked about. But again, if you're doing your own tires, you're doing your own tubes, this thing is a dream to use, and it saves you from that constantly shifting bead that you're trying to get back on the tire. It's really straightforward to use. You simply slide it into the bead, slide onto one of your spokes on the insert here, and it'll hold that bead for you. So as you work your way around the tire, this Motion Pro Bead Buddy will just hold it for you until you get around to the other end and get that last bite on the tire so you can set it. Again, this used in combination with your Motion Pro rim shields, man, it makes tire changing a whole lot simpler. So that's tools 3 and 4. All right, tool number 5. Now this one probably pretty common and probably seen before, but I'm gonna show you why this one's actually really cool. So I have here the Motion Pro funnel. It's just a funnel like you can get at your local hardware store or anything like that, but there's a couple features about this that I really like. So for one, it's got an easy valve on here, so you can shut off the flow positively if you're doing your oil or something like that. It's got various forms of measurements on the side. It's got gallons, liters, flow ounces, whatever way you want to measure your fluid, it's got it on here, which is also awesome as well. But honestly, one of the best parts about this funnel, one of the reasons that I love it the most, is not just the handle. Sure, you could put the handle on something and have it drain or something like that, but there's something even better than that. It's got a magnet on the back of it. I've got a couple funnels here behind me that you can probably see. They don't have magnets on them, and they're not nearly as nice to use. So with this Motion Pro funnel, you can put the magnet on your steel, and it'll just sit there and hold while you do your oil. You let it flow into the crankcase instead of holding it like I've done for so many years. Simply pick up one of these funnels. I think this funnel is about 30 bucks American, again, way below that $50 range I keep talking about. But it's got this magnet on it, it's got various measurements, it's got a positive shutoff valve, really functional and easy to use if you're doing some oil or some fluid maintenance on your bike. And that's it, 5 tools for under 50 bucks. I actually have my invoice here for the tools. So real quick, the Motion Pro Pro Funnel, 35 bucks US. The slack setting chain adjusting tool, that was $17. The rim shields were $15. The fork alignment tool was $32. And the Bead Buddy, again, I don't have the receipt here for it, but I think the Bead Buddy was about 30 bucks American. So all of these items are way below that $50 range. And I've been doing this for long enough to know that these make your life a whole lot easier. So if you don't have any of these, by all means, go pick them up. They don't have to be Motion Pro. There might be another product out there that I haven't seen or used before that's just as good. And that's it, 5 tools for under 50 bucks. I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, comment, and smash that subscribe button for me. If you haven't already, you know I appreciate it. If there's other videos you'd like to see, leave a comment below or hit me up on Instagram at FitForMoto. And we'll see you guys in the next video. God, it's so cold still. We need to go back down to California, I think. Forget this weather.